Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Thursday, May 26, 2016. Traders coming to you from Thailand. Bright blue sunny skies and white sandy beaches, absolutely gorgeous outside. Early in the morning, it's currently 7:35 a.m. in Thailand. And this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Well, top of the day to you traders and welcome to Asia as we record this during the Asia session, and hopefully this will give you a good idea of what to expect for the rest of the trading day. So let's get started, and I'll give you a little bit more commentaries when we get to that part of this presentation. Let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and I am your moderator for the market opening preview series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006, and in 2008 I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. 9 days later, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, traders, I'm in my 9th year and I'm still here in Thailand. It's just a great place to live. The country is great, the people are great, the food's outstanding, and it's the greatest time zone to trade the markets. I can trade Asia and London completely, and I can trade about 2.5 hours in New York, and I trade a different instrument. I trade options in the U.S. session. Of course, I'm only there for about 2.5 hours. That brings me up to almost about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So how do I trade? Well, one is I listen to fundamentals pretty vigorously. I pay very big attention to fundamentals because it's so important, especially with the sentiment of the market now. You have to know what's going on and listen to what people are saying and what they're expecting and what they're not expecting. I'll give you a quick example of that. That would be the Brexit, right? The polls come out and the markets just jump all over the place. So until that's over, you can see that the Great British Pound is very volatile. With that, I'm a technician though. I prefer to read candlestick charts and dissect them. And we do that with candlestick patterns because they tell you a story, support, resistance, price structure, price failure, price action, right? We want to get what is the market telling us? What is the market saying we want to do? And we want at least a good 70 to 75% chance that the trade's going to go in our direction. We're going to lose trades. That's just part of the way it is. However, what I do is I take that fundamental knowledge and I take my analysis of my candlestick charts and I put it together and I come up with a trade plan. And then I activate my trade plan. I do not chase price. I'm a pullback trader. I want the currency pair to make a move, pull back. I usually use a Fibonacci tool, and then I'll enter the trade. And that's just a very quick summary of how I trade. That's like I said, a quick view of how I trade. There's a lot more to it, but that's how I basically do it. All right, let's get the legal stuff out of the way. This is a risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Most importantly, traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Traders, remember that this presentation is for educational purposes only. This is not a trade alert service. Okay? All right, let's go over the news and commentary. Let's see what's going on. The U.S. markets closed really on an upbeat yesterday, and I have to say the Asian markets also closed on an upbeat. So it's, the markets just keep going up and going up. It's pretty interesting. Dollar's strong now. Dollar's above 95 and climbing. All right, let's see. The Dow 30 closed up positive 0.82%, and the S&P 500 closed up 0.70%, with the NASDAQ closing at 0.70%. The small cap 2000 closing positive 0.59%. Everybody's in the green. Go over to the Eurozone, and everybody in the green there with the DAX positive 1.47%. The FTSE 100 positive 0.70%, and the CAC 40 out of Paris positive 1.13%, and the Eurostoxx 50 positive 1.72%. All right, traders, let's come on over to Asia now. Some of these markets are open and some are not. I'll let you know which one is which. The Nikkei 225, which is currently trading, is positive 0.71%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is positive 0.23%. And the China A50, which opens in about 45 minutes, closed yesterday positive 0.30%. along with the Hang Seng, which again opens in about 40 minutes, and that closed yesterday positive 2.71%. However, the Kospi at Seoul is currently trading and is positive 0.29%. All right, let's take a look at our economic calendar. We had a move on the Euro Yen chart, and we had this. I have this big red candle, and it's also on the New Zealand dollar chart, which I will show you in just a moment here. And I'm trying to figure out what has happened here. Japan had some data coming out: foreign bonds buying, foreign investments in Japanese stocks, and corporate services price index. Very low impact news events that would not cause this market to rattle those charts like that. And I was in the middle of taking snapshots to make this presentation, and these big red candles came out, and I don't know what it's from. I really didn't have time to go back and start digging through other information to find out, but something happened. However, it is pulling back, and it'll probably be back where it started from. Somebody might have made a statement. We'll get it. We'll figure it out. Remember, we're going to just trade the trend anyhow, right? Okay, so out of the Aussie today, it's a medium impact news event, which is private new capital expenditures, and that has not happened yet. It will happen later in the Asia session, and that's really about it. Once we get into the London session, we have Great British Pound GDP year on year for the first quarter, and then we have GDP quarter on quarter for Q1 for the first quarter. So we do have some data coming out in the London session, and we also have FOMC member Bullard speaking during the London session today. That is a medium impact news event, but I think it's going to get more attention than we wanted to. But yes, that is coming out. In the U.S. session, we're pretty busy today. We have core durable goods orders comes out today in the U.S. session, which should keep us moving. And what else do we have? We have pending home sales month on month for April coming out today. I'm sure they're going to be watching that very closely. And of course, we have FOMC member Powell speaks, and that will be noon on Wall Street, and that will be 2300 hours in Thailand. All right, so that's what's going on there. So, like, what are we going to do? What are we going to say, commentary-wise? You know, these markets have been really flat for this week. It's really been a very, very flat week as far as price action and things like that. And, you know, if you take a look at the euro had a really nice start, and now has been sideways for 2 days and continues to be sideways and just staying in this 40 pip range. And the Great British Pound is going against the trend and just keeps climbing. And that's because of the Brexit issue. Every time they put out a poll, the pound reacts. It's not like the pound has had good data, folks. The pound has not had good data. The Kiwi has moved very nicely over the last 2 days, but I don't think that's about New Zealand data. I think that is all about the dollar, because the dollar is so strong. And that's what I think is going on with that. So I expect an exciting the next 2 days. I expect some price action, some movement as traders are really getting ready to get ready for a 3-day holiday in the United States. It's Memorial Day on Monday, so there's no U.S. session on Monday. No U.S. session on Mondays. So, of course, we'll be here on Monday, but the New York session will be closed on Monday. All right, so that's just a little bit of what I think is going on and what we're going to see today. And again, keep an eye on the Bank of Japan. You know, we're expecting something to come out. Kuroda spoke yesterday. Not a lot of movement from his speech. Didn't say anything much, and we expect him to speak again. And also be aware that we have our G7 summit. Does it start today? It either starts today or starts tomorrow. You have your G7 summit. So we need to keep a real close eye on that. I'd be very careful holding trades over the weekend. Please protect yourself. All right, let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. Here you can see where we had this nice downtrend, and then the last 2 days it's just gone sideways. And I left yesterday's numbers on the chart because nothing's really changed. We're just floating around here and really have, it did make one move and came down and then went back up, and that would have been your entry on that second blue candle, and then it just has gone sideways. All of the end of the New York session into Asia this morning, which would be evening on Wall Street. So, I'm looking for the same thing. I really want this to go up to R1, and then we can sell it from R1 and just take it all the way back down to 1136. I think that would probably be the best. Get in at 1175, get out at 1136. I think that'd be a nice 40 pip trade. All right, let's take a look at the Great British Pound US dollar. Yeah, this little pound is all over the place. And, from how I read things and how I understand what's going on here, the more the pound gains strength, the more that there's this probability that the UK will stay in the Eurozone. So, keeping that in mind, if we keep seeing this, for the next 3 weeks until the vote, we can again assume that the UK is going to stay in the Eurozone. All the polls are showing it, but the problem is one poll will show 12 or 13 point difference, and the next poll shows a 3-point difference. So it's really kind of hard to calculate how this is going to work out. And we're going to find out soon enough, that's for sure. The other thing is, remember, folks, the Fed is really looking like they're going to raise rates in June. And I guarantee if they don't do it in June, they're going to do it in July. So it's looking like there's a good chance we're going to see some action in June. I think they're going to raise in June. Looks to me that way. All right, let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar, this is really a nasty price action chart, my friends. Look left of the chart, and you can see this is just all over the place. There's really no consistency. I'm bearish in the Aussie dollar, and I will remain bearish in the Aussie dollar. All I want to do is sell this. So I'd like to sell this at 0.7188, and we'll get out at 0.7152. Yeah, it's only a 38 pip trade. However, we just need to be really cautious. Remember, this is a commodity pair, and when statements are made, especially from China or the Bank of Japan or anywhere else, the Aussie definitely kicks in and says something, right? So we want to be really careful about that. So we're bearish. I put a trend line on the chart. It's a valid trend line. We want to get below the trend line and sell it. The other example would be that it goes up to the green line, which is a 200 exponential moving average, and then we can sell it from there. The problem is we're going to sell it into the daily pivot point and all of these EMAs and a trend line. So I'd rather sell it from beneath the trend line, which is resistance. Okay, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. This is another chart that really has done nothing this week, just absolutely sideways and nasty. So my feeling is we need to clear this. So I have two entries. One, let this pull back up to the R2 at 55.80, and we'll get out at 54.94. That'd be a nice 85 pip trade. That would be my better trade. The other trade is we can take it from a trend line break here, pass all this junk, and then we have a wide open space. We can take this down from 54.94, and we'll just take it down. I don't have to take profits on here because I really don't know until I get in what we're looking at, and I probably have to go to a different time frame to figure that out. All right, let's take a look at the euro yen, and this is what I was talking about. There's this big spike here, like I said, and it's retraced, as you can see. It's retraced all the way back up. So the trade is, we are bearish on the euro yen. We've been for a long time. So my guess is that somebody made a comment, and that's what caused this reaction, because it's just pulled right back. So it couldn't have been that important if it pushed back so quickly. So we'd like to get in this at 122.77. We'll get out at 122.36. And like I said, we remain bearish. We're coming back up to resistance. We want to sell this today. We absolutely want to sell it. Okay. All right. Here's the New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar had a nice move to the downside a little bit in Asia. And I'm looking for the pullback. And we have two higher lows. And hopefully this is going to pull back to 0.6739. We'll get out at 0.6700, right? So it's a 39 pip trade. It's not a big trade. Now, the question here, my friends, is look at where the 10 exponential moving average is. Traders, we have to get through that 10 exponential moving average, and that doesn't look very promising. If you look left of the chart, that's a pretty big support area. And all 3 exponential moving averages are pointing to the downside. So I don't know if we're going to get the pullback that we should. So just be very careful on your entry with this and protect yourself. Right? We're putting intelligent stops on the trades. Trade is only 15 seconds over today. Absolutely wonderful. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me on a Thursday, May 26, 2016. Traders, please come visit us at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, have a great trading day, and always remember to trade smart and not hard. And we'll catch you in about 24 hours. Take care, traders. Bye-bye now.